Sleepy Hollow fans, we are here after a long journey from Season 1 to the end of Season 4. We just finished Season 4, Episode 13, entitled Freedom. What have we learned? We're going to be discussing it, but one of those things, one, war. What is he good for? Well, in retrospect, absolutely nothing. 2, making a deal with the devil. While not always the smartest move, hey, why the hell not? 3, the reason Laura didn't want to go meet her younger self was because Rick and Morty Season 3 premiere episode was put online last night. I mean, you can't really blame her. But 4, Sleepy Hollow deserves a Season 5. Yeah. Let's talk about the finale, guys. This is the last after show of Sleepy Hollow Season 4. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Freedom. Freedom.
Can we just do this for an hour?
Break those chains.
Make a deal with the devil. Wait, that...
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not that, guys.
Reel it
Hey, welcome to the Sleepy Hollow After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking about Season 4, Episode 13, entitled Freedom!
Oh, yes.
Of course, as always, I am joined by the amazing and the talented myself, Stephen Lemieux. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux,
I knew that was coming.
that was coming. And the amazingly talented co-host that I really like hosting shows with, Michael Young.
Hey, guys, how's it going? You can find me online at OneYoungsta, which is OneYoungsta.
So we had a good finale.
Yes.
You know, there were some things that I wish could have happened, but at the same time, understand that at this moment, they were like, let's make a finale that's satisfying for the fans.
Yeah.
That if it is the end of the show, period, is okay.
Yeah,
so
you
I
can
feel like
kind of let it ride.
Yeah, I feel like there was a tag they had at the end that they just decided not to go with that included Henry, because I think if we do get a Season 5, Henry is definitely the big daddy.
I'm on the fence, I guess, how he might be played in the future. Because it doesn't look like he's super for, I guess, just, danger and, like, hellfire for the sake of it. But he's not totally against it either.
But he's war, man.
Yeah, he is war.
So what I really think is cool is that he's war, and we're getting access to all these new supernatural deities, like president-funded system.
Yeah.
She's actually going to be like, yo, you're a citizen now, ICHABOD. We'll get into all that. But like the whole ending, we're going to, guys, spoiler, if you haven't watched the show, like, why are you watching this right now? Go watch the episode and then come watch the after show. I liked the ending thing with the Kraken.
Yes.
And it's like,
yes.
It seems like somebody heard the song of a siren. That's not a siren. That is a Kraken. Are you sure it's not a Charybdis or maybe a Centaur or whatever?
No, I know what this is.
I would stake my witnessing on
Then
it.
it jumps out the water and it's like, well, I really don't know what that is.
So, like, this is why I'm glad we had this at the end and not just the wolf thing going like this.
Oh,
Had to bring it back one last time. But no, it looked pretty badass. They probably spent their entire budget for the next season on that. But it was
this
cool.
whole episode looked good. Like,
It did.
all of the effects look, man, I'm proud. Thank you guys. All right. The first 3 episodes, I know it was kind of harsh, but you know what? You came through, and thank you.
Yeah, this was satisfying. The scenes with Job were satisfying.
Yes.
The scenes with the Headless Horseman were like damn satisfying. You're like, holy crap. This is really top quality writing, production. Of course it's network, so it's not like it can be, like Inception or something, but it's still, it was all very well played. And the thing is, it's like last episode, or the one before that, I forget which one, where you see the 4 horsemen riding out, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have any special effects added to them, really. It was just them in the costumes.
Yeah.
So it kind of came off a little flat. This episode, they have like the mist, they have like weapons that are the glowing and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, this is awesome. These guys look
And
like
Headless
badasses.
is still very
Intimidating.
Yes.
And killing it.
And because he comes in, well, we'll get there, but man, this was good. This was good. You got to see what a military reaction would be to them, and kind of that there's really nothing they can do to them. It was, man, satisfying. Very satisfying.
So they learn that Dreyfus is going to attack the president. So Dreyfus goes and attacks the president. And before we get into this, guys, I have a special treat for everyone.
Ooh.
I edited something together for everyone.
Okay.
Because I really thought we deserved to remember the fallen heroes of Sleepy Hollow. You know, we saw Job. He was a little bit less than forgiving with the Secret Service agents protecting the president.
Way less.
Way less than forgiving. And they were really nice guys.
Yes.
And there was a chick there too, the really nice girl too. She was very successful. You know, a lot of these people were really like best of the best. Like, you know what, people who you knew you could be lifelong friends with. And I just wanted to pay some respects to them. Guys, if you're watching the show, you're in for a treat. If you're listening, I'll read it out for you guys a little bit so you can see what these are. Let's go ahead and roll the tape. Michael hasn't seen this yet, so he's in for a little bit of a treat too. So turn your sound up, guys, and enjoy. Connor McCallaghy, 17 days from retirement. Johnny White Sox, 50% of every paycheck went to charity. Sandra Bollocks, 5-time cancer survivor, mother of 3. Hashtag Jones, anti-bullying advocate and rapper. David Goodfather, single dad of 7 babies. Tommy Never Been Kissed Jones, devout Christian. His wedding was the next day. Security guard, father of a sick girl, 3 days from retirement, volunteered at a soup kitchen, fosters dogs, and has saved over 100 people. Malcolm Charlie Sheen Dreyfus. He really, 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 really liked the flag he designed. And lastly, Sleepy Hollow. 2013 to question mark. R.I.P.
Maybe.
Renew Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
Hashtag Renew Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
And maybe it won't be the in memoriam for Sleepy Hollow today,
That's
guys.
right.
You never know.
There are so many people that sadly were lost this season.
So many people. Fun fact, I had to go back into episode 4 of this season to get a clear picture of the security guard. And I love that I made up names for everyone except for the security guard. He was just the security guard.
Security guard.
That was actually his name. He was born for that. That's what makes it so sad. He was raised from a child as security guard.
Security guard. That was his name. Like, even when he was like 2nd grade.
It's like there wasn't even any suspense at the job fair. The teacher's like, oh, where do you want to go, Johnny Butcher? I'm going to be an astronaut. What about security guard?
I'm going to be a security guard.
Do you even have to ask?
I'm going to stand in front of doors and tell people whether they can go in or not.
And hopefully not get dissolved into nothingness.
Yes. 17 days before retirement.
3 days from retirement.
Oh, three days
days
from
from
retirement.
retirement. No, that was Johnny White Sox.
Sorry, Johnny
White Sox was 17 days from
and
retirement.
he was only 3.
Yeah. I feel really bad for Sandra
much
Bollocks.
closer.
Sandra Bollocks had 3 kids, 5-time cancer survivor. You know, she's been through a lot.
Man. 5 times.
And all the Headless Horseman has to do is wave his axe, and they're all gone. DBZ King in the chat says, what? No, Hingle McCringleberry? These are not things to be taken lightly. These are people who died.
True heroes in this season
They
of Sleepy Hollow.
died protecting the president who didn't die. So...
Well, it was good. Madam President, she's a very good president. Is like, she's a good president, and like President Palmer, like my TV presidents are like President Palmer, Madam President, and then designated survivor. Kiefer Sutherland is coming up there too. He's kind of getting up there.
So let's talk about this episode before we go off on too many more tangents because
Yes.
we only have 35 more minutes. So let's talk about how the episode opens with the weird Civil War duel going on, or Revolutionary War duel going on. You got his dad as the redcoat, Ichabod as himself, and then Lindy Greenwood is sitting in there with another old school jacket on. Dreyfus looking pretty good in his British
Dreyfus
spats.
is looking
You're
great.
like, oh, you look like you fit in with that uniform really well.
Very
Like,
well.
Stop wearing what you're wearing usually. Wear that. It works. And we get a really interesting scene between them. Like, do you think we can solve this? Like, no. And they duel, and it shows Ichabod shoot his father. It was really sad.
Well,
I
his
teared up a
son
little bit.
shot him first, but it was
That's beside the
scene-
point.
That's beside the point. But his demeanor and the tone of this, like the scene, was very like, they're taking this seriously, and it was a touching moment, especially from father to son, of saying, I brought you into this world. Now
I said Ivan Soto. Ivan Soto's trying to call me out, saying son Stephen Henry. He's like, I know he shot his son. Ichabod shot his son.
It's bad. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Parents don't shoot your kids unless they're the horsemen of war, and it's like in a future.
Okay, only shoot your kids sometimes.
Yeah, but like very low percentage of the
But
time.
like sometimes. If it calls for it, shoot your kids.
Yes, and only if they shoot you first, and then you can say, I release you from this world, and then you shoot them.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
Sure.
Law?
Yeah, and you're covered on that. It's law.
Security guard told me.
Yeah, it's Dreyfus law.
Rest in peace. So we get the scene and we find out that it's like a vision they're having. It was really kind of weird. I was thrown off a little bit by the beginning. I was like, okay, what's going on? But so we look at satellite imaging and see these orange dots, which means that the four horsemen of war are taking everything on. They get the president.
Yep.
Dreyfus puts out a video. Is like, yo, got your president.
And just his demeanor is just always, and I said it would get to him. It's like, I'm always going to win, no matter what. Nobody can stop me. And see, it got to him. But he did kind of it was the most charismatic, like, I guess, kidnap video. We were like, hey, I've got your president. All right. Give you a call later.
It's like a awkward Skype video message to the girl who gave you her number like 3 nights beforehand.
Like, I'm sure like
Hey.
the Department of Defense had to be like, is this real or I think it's real.
Excuse me, when Johnny White Sox didn't check in for his 9 p.m. check-in, they knew something was up.
They knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
They had to sound the alarm.
They're like, okay, so we got to stop Dreyfus. So how do we kill the immortal man? They finally get in their mind that like, they have to kill this immortal guy.
Yes.
And like, well, he's bound to the Horsemen. There's all this stuff going on. You tweeted something about why is he bound to the Horsemen on Twitter.
It's
because the blood.
I didn't remember him being bound to all of the Horsemen. I thought it was just Headless. And then I was like, oh, I must have missed that. So that's what
he was bound to Headless through blood, but because he summoned the rest of them, just like Moloch would have been able to control them.
Okay.
I think they're basically controlled by who summons them.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it's ever gone so precise in its messaging. So we're dealing with that, and they're like, all right, well, Laura's here, so let's ask her. Yo, let's just ask Job.
Old Molly. And I was calling her that in the tweet. So I was like, this is old Molly, and this is young Molly. And old Molly basically Trunks.
Old Molly's still pretty young Molly, though.
Yeah, it's like she's old Molly, older Molly.
I think it's
but
young
still
Molly
young.
and younger Molly.
Because she's like, I don't know, I'm guessing that's Molly at, because I forgot they said what age she was. In the chat, you guys can let us know.
I think she's like 23.
Like 20 something. And, she says, hey, why don't we just give good old Job a ring-a-ding-ding?
So basically, they give Job a ring with the crystals because that's how you call a demon.
Yeah.
And I like this scene. I thought it was pretty badass.
Yeah, you could see how, I guess, upset he was that he was being summoned by her. And it was cool when he realized kind of, I guess, what he already suspected, because you could see during the season that he was getting a little more and more perturbed.
Fed up with what's going on.
With, Dreyfus and the whole thing. And I guess we get to see later on after, they go meet someone, which we'll get to later, that I guess he was under the protection at the time. And when that person removed their protection, Joe was like, yes,
So
finally.
yeah, it's a contract. He gets the life he deserves. But again, the devils want to... he's like the banks, they'll make a contract, but then they'll wait another contract against that contract.
Yeah.
And that's how people buy cars without having any money.
True.
That's the worst way of explaining it ever.
I mean, look, hell has a set of rules, okay?
But let's stick with Job here, because they're basically trying to perturb Job. It's like, you don't like being Dreyfus's bitch boy for eternity, right? Like, you're just gonna be hanging with me. And Laura's like, I know who you are.
Kids. Do you want to be a babysitter? And he's like, no.
You're gonna be hanging out with me because he's lost interest in you. It was kind of like trying to split up your friend's girlfriend and boyfriend. You're like, He's lost interest in you. He doesn't think you're hot anymore.
He doesn't want you anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't need you, demon. He's got a new hot demon.
Aren't you insecure enough to take this deal from us?
I know. Get on with it, man. So he's like, they're like, you don't have to necessarily help us, but you can tell us where to go. And he's like, eat your ad infernum. Like, did he just tell us to go to hell? No, I believe he specifically said travel to hell.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Very, very, very telling, if you will.
I know. I like
Very
that it was
deep.
like hidden in the insult.
Yeah, he's like, well, I guess maybe if he thought, you know, Dreyfus was, you know, had him bugged or something, he could like say it on the sneak tip, and then they could still go and, you know, meet the Prince of Darkness and, you know, get the information that they needed.
Yeah, I mean, so we're dealing with this. So they're like, okay, so Ichabod and the witnesses, he says the witnesses have to go to hell.
Yeah.
So Ichabod and Laura, I'm calling her Laura, and somebody in the chat mentioned, why does she prefer to be called Laura when Dreyfus gave her that name?
Yeah.
And she hates Dreyfus? Because it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like pants, right? This is going to be the worst analogy.
Continue, please.
It's like pants. If you're growing up and people are like, you don't like black jeans, you only wear blue jeans. And like for 10 years, you only wear blue jeans and you don't wear black jeans because you're not allowed to wear black jeans and because you don't like black jeans. You're like, black jeans abandoned me.
Yes.
Blue jeans are where it's at.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh crap, blue jeans this whole time have had a zipper and I don't like zippers and I didn't realize that. So you're like, you know, I still hate black jeans, but at the same time, I'm so comfortable with these blue jeans that I'm just keep wearing these blue jeans.
You want to get the button-up jeans?
Yeah, but like you don't like the zipper, but you're already like accustomed to it, so you're like,
Yeah, you're
screw
kind
it.
of used to it. It's kind of what you do.
Like if somebody's like, Molly, you're not really gonna respond. If somebody's like, hey, you in the black jeans, you're probably gonna be like, they're not talking to me. I'm a blue jean kind of person.
I'm a blue jean guy.
This is the worst.
This is the best worst analogy of Molly / Laura / old Molly / Trunks.
This is the end of 4 seasons of terrible analogies that I use on this podcast. But I mean, she would respond to Laura more than she would respond to Molly because she's been like
it's ingrained in her. So that's
yeah, I mean, most of her remembered life has been being called Laura.
yeah, she's been called Laura longer than she's been called Molly.
Yeah, it's like if somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, when you were 7, your name was Nick," I'd be like, "Okay,
All right.
I'm still gonna be called Steven." Like,
Look, man, it's on Twitter. It's there now.
yeah, I'm not gonna change my Twitter, my
Can't do that.
Gmail.
Yeah, you can't.
Too much.
Look, okay, Nick is the past.
Laura.witness has already been registered to me. I'm not trying to get Molly.witness.
Laura.witness.com.
Exactly. Lisa says, like Stockholm Syndrome. No, not like Stockholm Syndrome. More like even if you're kidnapped as a baby and you develop Stockholm Syndrome, but they give you a name and you grow up for 15 years as Mike, and then you learn, oh, I was stolen and I was a baby named Judas. You're probably going to be still Mike, even though
you don't want to be Judas.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get off this, guys. I already gave the blue jean, black jean analogy. We're pretty much sold on that.
Even if you turn a child's mother into war and kind of sort of kidnap, steal their daughter, just don't change their name.
All right, we spent 5 minutes of our show talking about this since the finale, guys. What are you doing to us in the chat? So, moving on, she's like, okay, so let's go meet Satan. It's not every day you get to say that after eating your Wheaties.
And they have to. This is a very important mission to be able to save the country, more or less the world. You know, I mean, you know, that flag is going to fly everywhere.
I feel like the writers went up to like 10 people on the street and they were like, if you were going to be trapped somewhere for eternity, what is the worst place you can think of? And they'd be like, a mall with all the stores closed. And like, perfect, that's where we're going to have Satan live. So we're introduced to Satan coming down the elevator of a mall with all the stores closed.
And he's like, shooby dooby doo.
And all they have to entertain themselves are flashing lights going up and down the staircases forever.
10,000 souls. Is that even efficient?
I mean,
guess so.
to be fair, it is efficient because, you know, Egyptians used so many more slaves to build the pyramids.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
And
good point.
Yeah, I mean, and the
he
pyramids.
he got a whole mall for just 10,000 souls. So I mean,
Dude, I'd trade 10,000 souls for a mall any day.
sure, I guess go for it.
But you got to remember, none of the stores are open. It's kind of like the Leaning Tower Pizza. You know, like you go in, you're like, oh, this is cool. You go in, it's empty, completely hollowed out, and you're like, what?
You're like, it looks real cool outside, and then you get inside, and you're like, oh.
It's like Girls in Hollywood. Oh.
Cold digs from the Sleepy Hollow after show.
A little bit. So, they meet the devil. What did you think of the design?
I liked it. I liked the makeup a lot, and I liked the actor, the way he portrayed it, especially when he did that crazy laugh at the end of their conversation. I was like,
damn. He's getting really intense. Like, goes from like calm.
Crazy. Yeah.
He reminded me of Colonel Sanders from The Matrix. You know, like the super white guy with the TV screens.
What was he? The architect?
Yeah, the architect. And then
inexorably.
Yeah, and then he also reminded me of Donald Sutherland from Hunger Games a little bit.
Oh,
but
man.
His face.
You know what? It seems like when they were casting, they were like, we need Donald Sutherland, but he's too expensive.
I like the actor, though. He was good.
Yeah.
And, you know, if he ever needs a convincing, like, Mass Effect 2 costume, he's already got the whole, like...
The half burned
messed
face
up,
thing.
burned face. And he's been making some bad decisions, so it's getting real rough. He's definitely not a paragon.
Yeah, but he'll be okay, though. He can bounce back. He can definitely make it work.
Man, I met the devil, and then he said he bounced back.
But a cool thing is that you get to see Ichabod and the devil almost face off because he's like, I'm not scared of you.
Yeah,
we came here.
I came here voluntarily, yo.
You can't stop me.
Yeah. You're not going to intimidate me. Let's make a deal, yo.
He was like, ha ha ha.
He's like,
commercial.
Look, he's going to cause an apocalypse, and that's going to get me a ton of souls, in which case I could build another mall with all the clothes shopped in Malibu. Like, I could have several malls with all the stores closed.
And since the stores are closed, there's tons of personal space.
There's lots of personal space. The devil probably does, like, mall walking all day.
You know what?
That's how he stays in shape.
Yes, that is perfect. You know, he's got a pretty good physique. You know, he has the suit. He's looking good. He's got a nice cut.
I wonder if people go to hell voluntarily just to walk around the mall.
Yeah, just walk around
the mall.
Visit
from
the
heaven.
Stairs and gets his hamstrings
All
tight.
the old people from heaven, like, come down from Florida to
walk around a little
walk
bit
around
and
the
go
mall.
back.
Like, the devil probably has, like, little tea brunches, too, with him. He's got friends.
How's it going on up there? It's been a while. No, oh, man. But
so we don't get to see what the deal is at this point. But he says that, but we say in the next scene that Ichabod's like, he gave me a piece of the Philosopher's Stone that could help to take down Dreyfus. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the team is looking up this whole thing with George Washington and Banneker.
Yeah.
Where they stored away a bunch of weapons for the apocalypse in the vault. And, dude, Banneker's, like, so Team Ichabod. He's like, Yo, Washington, we built this together, and this is cool, but you straight up a motherfucker. Like, you kind of a dick, yo. I'm not forgiving you for that. Like, we built this is cool, but you are an asshole. Like, straight up.
Yeah, and, well, there's two things, like, from the last scene, the one where they're actually in hell, they're seeing two different versions, that was good. And then this flashback was another good one. This season had great flashbacks, besides Booth, the whole way through. Booth was kind of weird, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I like that we got the callback to a Betsy Ross in the hat. We can't have Betsy Ross in the painting, but give the character the tricorn hat so somebody can see her majesty.
Yeah,
that's some whitewashing right there.
Yeah, that was super whitewashing. Coming to a Sleepy Hollow near you.
Oh God.
Oh man,
Ghost in the Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, man. But speaking of that, this has been a pretty diverse cast, and on top of being a diverse cast, they've all come through. They've all done a great job. Like, they have really impressed me from especially the first episode to where we are now. Talk about an upswing, man.
I liked it.
This was a good season.
So real quick, I want to give a shout out to people on iTunes. Go to iTunes, leave us 5 stars, leave us a comment, and we'll give you a shout out on the show. This person left us 2 stars and a comment, and I'm going to shout it out because it's hilarious to me.
All right, hit us.
Paul 360,000 said, the one guy is too interested in telling his stupid, unfunny jokes and having the show all about him rather than review the show. So annoying. I'll be looking for another Sleepy Hollow podcast to listen to. Good luck.
Which guy? Which is it? Me or is it?
Is it me or you?
It's. I think he made an equal opportunity diss. That's what he did.
He
was,
did.
He was like, this can work for no matter who's hosting. This will work.
He needs some personal space.
This will burn.
But that's not even
who's-
what's funny. The funniest thing is he thinks he can find another Sleepy Hollow podcast.
I don't think there's
After
one.
Abby died, they all dipped out, guys. I'm not trying to be a dick,
Yeah.
but like they all dipped out.
I'm not trying to say like, haha, we're the only place. But I am trying to say, guys, it might not be easy to find one. Big
Plus,
shout
we
out.
actually like the show now, so I think
Yeah,
that's
we like
actually
the show
good.
now. Big shout out to Amy Gonzalez because she hit me up in the DMs trying to find out like when the show was because I completely forgot from Friday. But yo, it's great to see you, Ivan Soto, all you guys. DBZ's in there, right?
Let's do a shout. Kristen Collins, Lisa Garris, DBZ King 02, Courtney Lovett, Jacob Albers, Amy Gonzalez, Zizification, Courtney Lovett, I think I said that. Emu Boy 10, haven't seen you in the chat before. Your Garris. Tons of people. Lisa Garris too. Yeah, like Jim Felton's in the chat.
We're pretty thick up in here today, man.
I know. Lots of new faces. It's good to see you guys in here. Appreciate everybody coming in for the finale. We will get to a little bit of a Sleepington Abbey later in the episode. I do want to just thank everyone for watching the show because, like, at the end of season 3, so many people jumped off ship. They were like, "No,
it was
can't
rough.
do it anymore."
It was very rough.
I actually heard it through the grapevine that it was a mutual decision to have Nicole Beharie leave the show.
Yeah.
Which was interesting to me because I was on your team, like all the viewers' team, like, what the hell? Producers
what
killed her
happened?
off. Like, what happened?
Yeah, like, and especially with all the episodes were being in like the nether realm or whatever, it just seemed like a big time waster.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, people weren't happy about it.
But no, I heard from somebody, I'm not going to say who, but they said that she was just kind of not really happy with being on the show. And
Understandably, because we weren't happy watching
the
it.
producers were trying to find a way to satisfy both parties because, of course, when you sign contracts, you can't exactly get out of it. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a little bit less scruples with how they do it now that I've kind of heard a little bit more of the story. So, you know, I'm not as like against sticking with the show. Plus, I really do like the new characters they brought in. Like Jake, Jerry McKinnon is really good. Rachel Melvin's really great.
Rachel was here. Yo, what's up, Rachel? How's it
Shout
going?
out. I always forget his name, but Marcus, I think his name, the guy who plays Job.
Yeah.
Really enjoy Job. I love that they introduced Satan. I'm enjoying the status quo with Lindy going off on her own thing with Jenny because she took that job. We haven't really seen where that's gone, but they've laid some seeds for
and they've given us some great.
They've laid some seeds for season 5. Like they've put down some groundwork where things could actually expand really cool, and we can have at least a very standard show where we're not wondering what the hell's going on.
Because it was rough, but the chemistry is what really came together, man. After those first 3 episodes were tough, but after that, man, it's been great chemistry because even if the episode wasn't your favorite, you liked coming and hanging out with these people. Like, you want to see these people solve something because you've invested into these people because the team works, man. Thomas, I was not on your team at first, but now Thomas like, yo, what's up, man? It's cool to see you. You know, Molly, I was kind of like, she's just a kid. But now, you know, I like Molly. Even old Molly. I like you too. Old Molly.
Old Molly. You mean Laura?
Yeah. But, you know, all of them work together so well now. I'm extremely happy with the show, how it came out.
Yeah, I mean,
was worried at first, but I'm extremely happy.
it was definitely some training wheels at the beginning.
Yes.
So let's continue on, and we'll get into some more discussion about the show at the end. But, Ivan Soto says Jenny didn't take the job, Steven. She stayed permanently. Confirmed by Albert Kim. Okay.
Cool.
Either way, like, we are introduced to the dude who offered her the job in the first place, so we got more characters that didn't randomly die, which is good. Hello, Ibrahim Fernandez Oleo. Thanks for joining the chat.
Cool.
They take the Philosopher's Stone. Meanwhile, everyone's got these weapons from the vault.
Yes.
They're like all rusted and stuff. And like, okay.
But they got that glow.
They got that
They
glow,
got
yo.
that glow.
Glow,
Your
yo.
body knows.
Gotta let your weapons glow. They got that soul glow.
Feeling oh so silky
Wait,
smooth.
soul glow actually works because it's like,
Yeah.
Hey.
See?
Yeah.
Look, all right, Fox, you don't even have to pay us for that one. That one's a free one.
they got the golden arches. We
Yep.
got the golden arcs. So,
They got sesame seed buns. We don't.
so we have Jake and Alex going out with Jenny and the other people going out there with those weapons. Then we got Ichabod and Thomas or Diane going to fight War.
Yes.
And right before he slashes down, Ichabod drops his gun. He's like, "Yo, let's talk for a minute. We bonded with that War thing.
Yeah.
Let me just talk to you a second. I just want War to be good for nothing. So, like, can we just do a truce? Because he's going to control you, and that's not cool, man. You know, you like your freedom.
And now two people, a father and son that were separated by so much and separated by so much hate, now have something that they share to a certain degree.
A love of freedom.
A love of freedom.
I mean-
and they share the experience with War. So they can understand what being that, that host means.
But Ichabod doesn't want the power, and
No.
and Jeremy wants the power.
he super wants that
So
power.
like, it's interesting though because when you think about it, they do play on the fact that Jeremy was buried for 200 years while awake. So yeah, I think freedom's fairly important to somebody like that.
Yes.
So he's just like, "Yep, I'll call a truce. Peace out. A-Town down. I'm going to Malibu. I'm gonna live in Florida for a while."
Yeah.
Malibu, Florida.
Yeah,
I meant Miami.
Miami, Florida.
So he goes, he retires. But then they decide to do the fight. The horsemen come and the weapons start glowing. They're like, "Oh crap, I guess it's proximity." And they actually start fighting the horsemen on equal
Yes.
footing, which is kind of cool. Meanwhile, they take the Philosopher's Stone to save the president. Dreyfus is
yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and kill this Madam President if you don't."
I don't even think we learned what the president's name was.
We don't.
It's just Madam President, because I think even on IMDb it just says Madam President.
Yeah, so he's like doing that. Ichabod raises the stone up and has the crossbow, and then they shoot Malcolm. And Malcolm's like, this was the shirt that I chose to wear. Like, he uses the same
Thomas-
joke that he
Yeah.
used the last time.
But Thomas looked like she was a little too happy to shoot him. Like usually when you see shows, they're like, "Stop or I'll shoot," and then they're like, "Stop again, stop, freeze, I mean it." And like she was just like, "Look, stop. If you do it, I'm gonna shoot you." Pow. And like she didn't wait.
I mean, she knew he was immortal, though, too.
Well, yeah, she was a little too excited, though.
And he just uses the same joke again, though. He's like, I can't believe you ruined this shirt. It's the one I was going to use.
Oh, this Egyptian cotton.
Wait a second. Why does this hurt so bad? Job, why am I not healing?
And Joe was like,
It looks like I've become a free agent.
Yo.
I was like, damn.
the way he burned him, up or whatever, and they
Yeah.
that was a great effect.
That was sick.
Look, post-production on this episode, all you guys, pat on the back. You killed it. Thank you very much. It was top notch. But it was just cool because you could see we had already seen since about episode 5 that Job was
I just think
he
it's
was
good
getting
'cause
tired of it.
It was so subtle though. Like it was
Yeah.
all facial. Like it wasn't him saying things that he's fed up. It's
Yeah.
just like slight facial things.
Yeah.
And now it all just kind of burst forth as like,
And he grabbed him and he was like,
it looks like we have. I have altered the deal. Pray I do not alter.
Pray I don't
it
alter it. And Lando was like, all right, okay.
But you know what would have been really cool? And I'm sorry, this was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been great if right after they disappeared together, it showed Joe back on that night standing outside the car with Dreyfus just burning inside of his car that he slammed into the tree. That would have been crazy. You're like,
that would have been
damn,
cool.
This is the life you deserved. The contract is fulfilled.
Wow.
Oh, that would have been so sick.
That would have been sick. Yeah, because it would have been like, it would have no, because then that would have changed
I don't think it
time.
would have changed time. I think it
because
would.
he would have made him live through his hell. So yeah, you're right. It would have been like a side thing that happened.
Yeah,
just to drive.
it happened in the present, but he just put him back in his car right then, had it burning again. That would have been.
That would have been cool.
That would have been savage. You were like, damn.
Or him to be like, "This is your hell," and just leave, and like the car always burn. That would have been That maybe I'm too mean to Dreyfus. Okay, maybe he's not that bad. Okay, always burning for eternity.
I have altered
Well,
the
I mean, I guess
deal.
that is maybe what hell's about. I guess either that and mall walking, but you know, but, you
And
know,
no stores to look into.
no stores. I really want to buy something. Too bad.
What
Keep
about that
walking.
kiosk? There's a Wetzel's Pretzels. Well, yeah, you can use that.
What about the Sunglass Hut? It's closed.
Wetzel's Pretzels is the only thing I like. I'm Satan, bitch.
Do you have a cinnamon?
No, regular salty pretzels. Can I get a lemonade? No,
No.
salt and pretzels. That's it.
Would you happen to have a water?
No.
we could do this all day. Oh man.
What about a Dippin' Dots? I'll think about it.
Is it good? I'll try it and get back to you. Oh man.
I'll call up Lucifer, also on Fox, and I'll let you know.
We'll see what he's doing. I think he's solving another crime this week.
Another great show you guys should watch. Lucifer's really good. So yeah, they solved that. And the president's like, "Yo, thanks for saving me, but by the way, I got to keep this on the DL."
Yeah, because there's no way I can explain this. It's weird.
Wait, pinning it.
Okay.
We forgot one big thing before the big battle. Oh my God, Jolix! Hashtag Jolix.
Yo.
They are totally endgame, guys.
Yo.
Oh my God.
I called it when I was like, I wonder if they gonna do something. And I even tweeted out, I was like, oh yeah, that thug love. He was like, yo, girl.
My jungle love. Oh,
He was like, I ain't heard you say that many words about yourself ever. And then
She's like,
she was like, okay, maybe she didn't do that, but she just kissed him, and I was like, yes.
you're like,
yes.
damn right.
I was like, yeah, Jake, go.
It really makes you feel for Tommy Never Been Kissed Jones though, because he
He was getting married the next day. Man,
poor guy.
never been kissed.
He was only 18.
Oh man,
No, man.
he was waiting.
Secret Service at 18. He was doing a great job.
Man, he was a child prodigy. A child prodigy for like the military. He was just like in the jungle gym at like 5 years old. Like,
He was a modern day Sledgehammer. If you guys ever seen Sledgehammer, that TV show, go check it out. It's really good. Old school 80s. It's amazing. Okay,
man.
so yeah, we had to just mention that because that's
Yes.
really cool. They got them together. They actually kissed. Rachel's all about it. Cool. Sorry, not
proud.
Rachel. Alex.
well, yeah, Alex. Rachel's just a regular person, but I mean, no, she's cool, but you know what I mean.
Hashtag Alex forever.
Yes.
So let's talk about the end. Ichabod's like, well, I'm not sure that I can be an official member of the vault because I am not an American citizen. She's like, bitch, raise your hand.
She was like, look, I'm the president. Everybody's a
Welcome to America.
And I was like, oh yeah, sound the alarm. Ba, 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 ba. And I was like, yeah, that's right. ICHABOD.
I wish there was like glitter that like fell down, like confetti fell down.
Yeah. It's like,
American citizen. Here's your social security
yeah,
card.
where did it come from?
What's your social security card number, Ichabod? 666-6666. Wait, why is it that? Oh, I happen to make a deal with the devil.
Yeah. Well, we don't see that until later.
Yeah, so
but yeah.
ending scene. They're on the riverbank. They're going to check out this, what they think is a siren.
Yeah.
And Diane Thomas is like, there needs to not be any secrets. She's all about these secrets, like complaining about secrets. There can't be any secrets. How did you get him to give you the Philosopher's Stone?
He was like,
I parlayed my witness soul. It is a lien against my soul in the case that I should die.
so I wonder if the lien, well, I know he said in case I should die, but I wonder if they're going to change it up where maybe he has to, you know, some kind of like Reaper where he has to return X amount of souls and he's like, all right, cool, you've done your solid and I'll take off the mark or whatever.
Well, it's
Yeah,
just.
I wonder.
Well, here's the thing. There was an angel that just never came back. We've met Satan.
He just left.
We've met Satan, so maybe we'll meet God. I mean, I'd say God can probably overpower that.
Yeah, he probably,
Something
you
can
know,
overpower
probably
that.
blessed and be like,
He could also just cut off his arm. And this could turn into Ichabod and the Evil Dead. You know, like,
Ooh.
we could get that stuff going on. But I think it's just going to be one of those things where he's going to be more tied in with the forces of dark and more interacting with them, which would be cool. You
and
know,
maybe able to sense things before they happen.
yeah, what happens if the devil needs a favor? And it's not too evil, it's just kind of like semi-evil, and Ichabod's like, I can maybe Ichabod
Maybe,
make that
you know,
happen.
yeah, maybe I can get that to work a little bit.
Yeah! So, and then Amy Gonzalez says, what about the Laura goodbye scene and the scene with Molly? So, yeah, Laura wants to meet Molly, but then she decides not to. And Molly's like, I wish I got to see her. And Mom's like, yeah, that's crazy if you didn't want to see you.
I thought that was a missed opportunity, but maybe that would have made like a time paradox or something weird. So maybe it's best that they didn't.
No, because we can't have Molly going out and adventuring with Ichabod. Because you can't give a kid a gun.
Yeah. But I mean, I always thought that she could do like kind of like the long range stuff, like spells from home. Witches, if you're doing spells from home, you're doing it right.
Welcome to Martha Stewart. Today, we're going to tell you how to create your own spell from home. The first thing you'll need today is 3 sacrificed children and a chicken. Now, first, pluck the feathers from your children. And I mean the children, not the chicken.
Not the chicken.
It's a good thing. Martha Stewart, Home and Witches.
Yeah, I could, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, something where she's not in immediate danger, but she can still maybe like be the oracle, kind of see what's going on or what's going to happen, kind of survey the land for them.
I think it's going to be in like times where they need twice the amount of witnesses or something, where like they can combine the 3 of them into a trifecta witness formation. Yeah,
because I was wondering, does that not mess up the, I guess, balance, since there's technically 3 witnesses now?
But technically Ichabod's not supposed to be this time period's witness anyway.
You're right. So I guess they've already sort of messed that up.
Yeah.
So,
plus she's from an alternate universe kind of now.
So maybe it's not really 3 witnesses. It's still 2, since they're the same person, sort of. But now her timeline doesn't exist, so she doesn't exist.
We also didn't have them meet.
Yeah.
Because if they meet, they might just completely turn into one person.
True.
Like, all of her memories or something could go into Molly if they ever meet. But you never know. They have to kind of do that. Somebody just said I sound like Bob Ross. Paint the happy trees. So they might do that. They might do whatever they want. They didn't have them meet this season because I'm sure they're thinking, okay, if we get picked up, we got to solve this. But for now, screw it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with these whole timelines.
We have a cool episode. Let's just roll with it.
Timelines are very difficult to make convincing, so I don't disparage them for not wanting to figure it out.
If you think timelines aren't confusing, check out anything like
Fringe.
Read up on Fringe, read up on any of the Terminator stuff, read up on 90s Flash comics. Once you start messing with the time, X-Men in the 90s. Once you start messing with time, it's like, hold up. So is this person technically alive anymore? Or it just gets bad.
All right. Let's go ahead and bust into.
Oh yeah.
You might be a demon. So, if half your face is covered in cracks with red lava coming out, and your eyeball might be red, you just might be a demon.
Well, if you're tired of being summoned by Atlantean crystals and you show up and you can't do anything but stand in a deep, dark hallway, you might be a demon.
If your idea of being a free agent is lighting your consumers on fire and bringing them down to the fiery pits of mall hell, you just might be a demon.
If you prefer tormenting people instead of babysitting, you might be a demon.
If your idea of a mansion is an eternity mall with all the stores closed, but only a Wetzel's Pretzels that only serves salty pretzels and perhaps
no water.
Coming soon Dippin' Dots,
maybe
you might be a demon.
If you prefer freedom to killing your father, you might be a demon.
If you put steak on your ketchup, you might be a demon.
Let me get some steak on that. It's like, I have all these ketchup packets, but I really need some steak.
Luckily, I got a tube of steak right here. You can squeeze onto that.
Squeeze. It's nasty. Guys, thank you for hanging with us.
If your idea of helping people is telling them to go to hell, you might be a demon.
You might be a demon.
Okay, now we're ready for some Sleepington Abbey, guys.
Oh, yes.
We're joined today for the finale of Sleepy Hollow Season 4 in Sleepington Abbey. Yes. The Purgatory Prom has ended, and our witnesses have graduated.
Yes.
And now, what do they do next? How are they going to overcome the forces of evil when the 4 horsemen collide and Dreyfus captures the president?
Well, I heard...
Heavy breathing.
I heard that the president, Madam President, was minding her own business, just handling presidential duties, and her party was crashed by 4 people on horses?
Scandalous.
Scandalous.
Scandalous. Scandalous.
Or be-
Scandalous. I heard that 2 characters from the vault are having an inter-workplace romance.
Ooh, scandalous.
Scandalous indeed.
Call HR, will you?
I heard that #Jalix was endgame.
Ooh, scandalous.
We need the music.
I heard that when you go to hell, you don't always see everything anyone else sees. They aren't playing fair. That's scandalous.
Scandalous. I heard that hell is just a big mall with all of the stores closed and no escalator.
Scandalous.
Scary.
I heard that even though he was petitioned, the devil would not allow any type of stores except a Wetzel's Pretzels?
Do they have the cinnamon ones?
No. Only salt.
Scandalous.
Plain salt.
Do they have Starburst?
No.
No!
I heard that sometimes when you're walking through the woods with a young suitor, you can stop him, tell your life story, and just kiss him? Scandalous.
I heard there's a new PS4 game coming out that's a take on MLB, but it's ML Demon Free Agents. Scandalous! So scandalous! Guys, be sure to tweet out #Renew Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, guys.
Tag your favorite actors in it. Hopefully they'll retweet for you guys. Be sure to follow all the actors on Twitter to see where they go next in case the show doesn't get picked up. From what Rachel told us, we're waiting for May. I think it was May.
Like April or May, and see how
late
it
April,
pans
early
out.
May to see if they're going to get renewed. So wait for that time. Please follow us. Please tweet us about other shows that you guys watch. I know I got Killjoys coming back soon.
Okay, cool.
Samurai Jack's after show here starts tonight.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah, you might be
cool.
able to jump on that if you want to. I don't know.
I might have jumped because I covered that on my show on Black Hollywood Live, which you can find me on Black Hollywood Live, Nerd Soul on Black Hollywood Live. I hold it down there, and on Sundays here on Jedi Alliance for Pop Contact Network.
Ivan Soda says present Molly is no longer a witness. They said when future Molly came to the present, she took the witness mantle from present Molly.
Ooh,
Interesting. So Laura's the witness and Molly isn't. But we'll see that. Thank you for the info, Ivan. We don't really watch the interviews they do because there's so many interviews, like so much. So I don't
So
always
cool.
know.
So now she's completely out of danger, which kind of it helps. It gets the writers out of a problem. So that's good.
I mean, she's not completely out of danger. She doesn't have a father figure. The only father figure she has sold his soul to the devil.
But he had
Actually,
to.
no, she does have a father. He's just in the war right now.
Yeah,
so
he's like kicking it in Afghanistan
He's
or
doing his
something.
thing. I want to thank everyone.
Yes,
for
thank you guys.
sticking with the show. I know it's kind of hard with those first 3 episodes of this season.
Yes.
It was a little bit difficult to get through the werewolf one too, but you know, like, it did pull it together in the end.
Yes.
And if there's a season 5, we will be back for another
Yes.
Sleepy Hollow
and if
after
there's a
show.
season 5, all of you guys that are actors on the show, we know you watch us every week. Feel free to come on down. Kick it with us. Let's talk about the show.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up on the video right now if you would. Also, wait for the stream to end. Leave us your comments on what you thought of this season, or ask us what we thought of the season, because we'll tell you, like, hey, like, watch it.
Watch it.
It's worth it. I think this season was very much better than last season.
Yeah.
I even think
a
it
huge
kind of
improvement.
I think if you consolidated season 2 into like 13 episodes, it could be good. It could be better, but like with season 2 being 24 episodes, this season was still better than season 2.
Yeah.
I'd say season 1 followed by season 4 is kind of the order of goodness for this show right now, which is impressive.
I think 13 is a real good number for Sleepy Hollow right now.
I kind of don't want to shut up because the show's gonna end, and I feel really bad because like I'm gonna miss all you guys in the chat. It's really tough.
We love you guys.
I know, but
And we've been on this road together so long.
I know, and we're over time, so I gotta go, guys. Thank you for watching the after show, sticking with us. Please hit that thumbs up and follow us on Twitter. I'm at Stephen Lemieux, STPHNLEMIUX.
And I am at Wanyosu, which is ONEYOUNG STA.
And we will see you guys, hopefully, for the next season of Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Until then, be good and don't be a
Peace.
demon.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Will they have chocolate?
No! Only salt!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.